Hello and welcome. My name is Christina from Empowered Creator. I am a mindset and conscious manifesting teacher and coach, and this is my YouTube channel. Here I talk about all things law of assumption, mindset, conscious manifesting, the quantum universe, and a lot more. And my goal is to simplify everything without the fluff. So if you guys like this content and you would like to see more of it, I would love it if you would subscribe to this channel, comment on this video, like it, share it, and stick around. Also, if you need help with your specific situation, I offer one-on-one coaching as well as custom subliminals for whatever needs you may have. I also have some self-study courses about manifesting your specific person. So if you're interested in any of these services, the links are below in the description box. Click on them and they're going to take you to my website. With all that being said, let's dive into today's video. In today's video, I want to talk to all of you guys who are manifesting a specific person about why there is always movement with your SP behind the scenes, even if you don't see it, even if you don't know it, even if there is nothing showing yet in the 3D. So this is what I'll be discussing in today's video. Stay tuned. So I know that if you've been on this journey of manifesting your specific person, at least if it's been a while, and if you're not seeing very much movement in the 3D, or maybe no movement at all, it's normal to get discouraged at times, it's normal to wonder sometimes, it's normal to question things, it's normal to be wondering, where is my manifestation? Why am I not seeing any movement? Why am I not seeing any changes in the 3D? So I know and totally understand that when you're in a state like that, it's very easy to start thinking that you want to throw in the towel. It's very easy to start questioning everything. And it's very easy, of course, to tell yourself that there is no movement. This is not working. Where is my manifestation? Where is my SP? Well, I'm here today to encourage you and to remind you that there is always, always, always movement behind the scenes, even if you can't see it, even if you can't experience it with your senses yet. And there are two reasons for that. So today I want to remind you of those two reasons. Reason number one, you are always 24/7, no exceptions, energetically connected with your specific person, just as you are connected with everyone else in the universe. That means that any changes, any shifts in your energy, in your dominant inner state, in your thoughts, in your assumptions are actually felt and received by them on a subconscious level and on the energetic level. And as such, that in itself is your first movement right there. Your first movement is always your inner movement. And that inner movement, because you're energetically connected with your SP, as we just said, is always felt and received by them on an energetic level. They may not be immediately consciously aware of it. It might take a little while, or in some cases, it might actually be very fast. But even if it's not felt by them consciously, this is going to be the case if you stay consistent. At some point, they are going to become conscious of it, and they're going to reflect back to you that inner movement and those inner shifts. So this means that there is always movement. They are always receiving your inner movement. They are always subconsciously receiving you, hearing you, feeling you, and that happens instantly, you guys. We've said that in other videos. So that is the first very, very important step for you to see your reality sooner or later change in the 3D as well. The second reason that is very closely tied to the first reason I just mentioned is that the 3D is always, no exceptions, the last thing to change. As you already know, if you've been practicing conscious manifesting for any amount of time, what is within you, what is your inner world, what is your dominant inner state, is being reflected by the outer world, is being reflected by what's outside of you, so to speak. This means that the movement is still there. It's internal at first within you and within your person who is subconsciously receiving your energy and subconsciously receiving your dominant states. And eventually, sooner or later, it also becomes external. It also externalizes itself in the 3D. So then you get to see movement in the 3D that you can experience with your senses. But the mistake a lot of people make is that because they don't experience any change with their senses, with their physical senses, they believe that there is no movement, when in reality, the first movement and the first step in the movement starts within you. That is your own inner shifts. That is your own dominant inner states and the changes that you experience in those internal states. The second step, which is essentially instantaneous, is that those states, those changes, those inner shifts get transmitted to your SP on the subconscious level and on the energetic level. So they also receive it, they also feel it. And this is your movement right there. If you keep those changes consistent, if you keep that dominant state consistent enough, Your SP is going to keep feeling it. They're going to keep receiving it from you. And whether they become instantly conscious of it or not, at some point they are inevitably bound to become conscious of it in the 3D. And this is where you also have movement, even if they haven't expressed anything yet in the 3D. Because then they start thinking about you. Then they start dreaming about you perhaps. Then maybe they start regretting anything that might have gone down in the past that was hurtful or upsetting, or they may regret words they said or things they did, or if you're just friends perhaps, or friends with benefits, maybe they start reconsidering their relationship and they start viewing you in a different light. Maybe they start getting more romantic thoughts about you, maybe they start thinking about commitment with you, and so on, depending on what the situation is. And that, again, you guys, is movement, even if you cannot see it yet in the 3D. So when the 3D finally changes and finally shows you the change, that is the very last step. That is the very last movement you get, where you either get movement in the direction of your manifestation or you get your entire manifestation. But that is the last step of a number of previous steps that have been taking place, sometimes even for a while, behind the scenes, in the 4D, in their subconscious, in your inner world, and in your SP's mind and heart. So the next time you are bound to feel impatient, the next time you are bound to start questioning the 3D, start questioning your manifestation, start questioning the manifesting process, notice if you have been feeling a change within. Notice if you have been feeling any shifts within in your inner states. If the answer is yes, and if the answer is also that you're able to sustain that and keep it as consistent as possible over some time, disclaimer here, some wavering here and there is fine. I've said that many times. We're talking about the most dominant states. We're talking overall for the most part. Then you can rest assured that you are having movement. You are creating movement. You are creating movement within your SP. And eventually, you're also creating movement that you will be able to see and experience in your 3D reality. So don't fret, don't freak out. If you are experiencing inner shifts within yourself, that is your sign that your reality is moving. Your 3D is rearranging itself and your desire is coming to you. Things are moving behind the scenes, things are happening behind the scenes, and soon you will be able to experience them and have evidence and confirmation in the 3D as well. With all that being said, I'm going to wrap up this video here. I intend that this has helped. As always, I very much appreciate you guys being on this channel, watching this content. I love making this content for you. And as always, I look forward to seeing you all at the next video. Until then, take care and bye-bye.